Welcome back, Project Return. My name's Elizabeth and I am your program manager. So today we're going to continue our Zentangle exercise doing a full composition. So to start, we'll create a circle, which I've done in pencil, and create a flower. I'm using a flower. This is just an example. It could be a moon, it could be anything you want. If you need to, stop, pause the video, and watch how I made the flowers, opposing sides for each petal and then filling in the middle petals between them. It's an easy, quick way to concisely get that put together. And as you can see, I'm outlining those flower petals to get prepared for that heavy line weight that we're going to be using. So I go ahead and add in those extra petals in the same kind of fashion that I formed my second row of petals. And I wanted to just outline this shape. I wanted to isolate it some and add some radiating lines coming out from this shape. You can make them straight lines. I like curvy lines. Went ahead and added some more detail to my flowers. I saw these petals as almost like little bumblebees, so I went in and I busied it up some. And so your circle, your shape in the middle doesn't have to be a flower. It could be anything you want. And then your radiating lines, they could be zigzag. They could be even more squiggly than mine are. They could be straight across. It just depends on what your composition is going to look like when you're finished. And as you'll find in this video, I made some mistakes, and that's okay. We just shrug them off because, like Bob Ross says, they're happy accidents, right? So here we are, finishing up our flower. And I decided I liked the idea of sectioning them off. So we start with this first area, just a simple pattern. And I started to add in some line weight to give it this kind of shape of like shadow coming through underneath of these lines. Looks pretty good. So I like those radiating lines. So I went ahead and continued them out throughout the drawing. And I wanted to give myself a little section there in between the two. So I continued doing this kind of weird envelope pattern that was kind of interesting. So I liked it and I continued with it. And as I worked on it, I started to see how the value in this little flower shape was so much darker than the one next to it. And so I spent the time to go ahead and add in those darker values, which you'll see here in just a moment. And doing that in those little tubes makes a big difference. Doesn't look like it, but it makes a big difference as you speed through it really quick. And I encourage you to click through the video if you want to see a sneak peek at what's to come. This next one I just did circles, something thinking about circles, and that's what I did. And again with dots and lines and just coloring some sections in a pattern. Just doing whatever. Make a small mistake in that big circle at the bottom, but who cares? And so I didn't really know what I was doing when I did this one, except that I saw this cool bead-like formation showing up, and voila, there it is. And so same thing here. I was thinking again, envelopes, I don't know why, because we're shipping out our art packages to you. Yay. And so I was thinking a lot about postage stamps and envelopes and shipping packages and bubble wrap. Over the places your mind will go. And so I erased that kind of radiating border line, so I just added it right back in. And I wanted some cool transparency kind of look, so I went ahead and did this. And it looked so cool, I decided I wanted to do it on the other side too. So just coloring in the opposite angle. And here using my straight edge to make a grid. And really, really wide hatching if you would. But creating a grid that gradually gets bigger as it goes out, although it might be hard to see. And then I just decided on a pattern, a random pattern to go with it. And this is what came of it. So when you're doing your Zentangles, just know that this is an experience that's supposed to be in the moment and present. So even my narration is a little bit weird because it's after I've done the drawing. But if I made a video of me doing the full-length drawing for an hour and a half, you might not be as inspired to watch the video. So that's something we do just to make it easier for you guys to get to the content. So again, working through, making those lines, and then soon here, we're going to see some shifts. Boom. Gradual. You can see how I add those pieces in. And voila, we have a piece. And we darken those lines and take off our tape. Thanks for watching Project Return. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye now.